Hello everyone, this is my second video on the Team Yankee book where I will review the British force. So first of all we have the formation diagram. We have chieftains, centurions, conquerors, mechanized companies, wheeled or tracked Recces, and some support in the M109, basically the same as American but with more of them in a unit. Rapier anti-air, your common FO, a new unit in the guided weapons troop, Malkara, Fox and Scimitars. Most British players from Team Yankee already know those units. They can take Cobras from the Americans and F4 Phantom close air support. So let's have a look at the chieftains first. So it is a formation with 2 in the HQ, with 21 anti-tank, with 2 shots halted, 1 moving, with firepower 2+, accurate brutal stabilizer. This is basically the main battle tank, the big one that is not heavy. For comparison, 3 of them cost 45 points in this formation. The Team Yankee variant is 17 points, so there's the same discrepancy as with the Americans. Also, there's no Stillbrew variant in the Checkpoint Charlie timeline, and the gun is a little bit worse than the one in Team Yankee. Also, we get Swingfire in the support slot for information support, which is a little bit more expensive than the Team Yankee version. So 3 of them for 9 instead of 6 points. The unit itself is the same. With playing 100 points, you always, even if you just use the min requirement, are nearly at 100 points. So this formation is probably just for bigger games, as with all of the main battle or heavy tank formations in this book. Then we go to the Centurion. This is the medium tank, or the normal tank you would use more of, and with 26 points it would take around about half of your list just in tanks, which is still a lot, but that would be a more manageable thing to do. You could just use min squads and have more space for different other support elements. And I would always recommend, if you use this formation, have a mechanized platoon with them. They are anti-tank 18, which is quite high, with firepower 2+, accurate and brutal with stabilizers, so they can make some dents in in some other tanks. And also they have the Abbott field artillery. British players know this already. It is a scimitar chassis artillery piece, very small artillery, with some pretty brutal punch and good artillery, and they are 8 in a unit, so they can reroll the hit rolls if you take the maximum amount of them. And you could put them into this formation with min squads and a mechanized platoon and be fine. You would lose on some versatility, but it is a formation you could play. For the Conqueror, this is the heaviest of tanks the British have in Checkpoint Charlie. They basically have the same formation diagram as the other tank platoons, but you have to take Conquerors. They are rather expensive compared to the Centurions. They are cheap-ish, because they are only 2 points more expensive, but they are a lot better. So if you want a tank formation, take the Conqueror. It is the most heavy, the heaviest of tanks you have. You can take min squads of them. They have some staying power, they have good guns, also halted and moving rate of fire 1, but they are slow firing, so if you are on the move, they have -1 to hit, which is something to keep in mind. But they also can take the abbots, swing fires, some Recce, and mechanized platoons as information support. This formation is very good, and they are a lot better than the American counterpart, formation-wise. Then you have your mechanized platoon. You have the max unit of 4 Gimpies, 3 Cargusters, 1 mortar in 4 FV for 3 2s for 11 points, so you can push them into your heavy tank formation as a information support, and you get your staying power infantry you need for objective play. And also they are quite good. You could replace the FVs for Saracen transports. They are less mobile on most terrains except for the road, have a worse cross but a little bit more frontal armor. I would maybe pick them if I am inclined to have something on wheels, but you're probably going to use the FV variant, because it is just the movement part is key here over terrain and cross country. That's just more reliable to get your infantry where you need them. Also, if you want to take this as a formation, you can also have Chieftains and Centurions. Note, you cannot have the heavy tank, the Conqueror in here, so you would default to Centurions, which is fine. Yeah, you can pick any of those two for some tank support. And also there is a new unit in here, the Wombat anti-tank platoon. It's 6 for 10 points with a moving rate of fire, anti-tank 19, firepower 2+, accurate, brutal heat, missile, recoil, recoil left rifle, and this is a very solid unit. I would always pick one of them up, even at 10 points for 6. It's absolutely it's a mobile anti-tank platform, which is highly sought after in Checkpoint Charlie, in my opinion. And then you get mortars, which most bridge players already know. You have 8 of them in a unit. They can throw some smoke, which is always nice, especially in Checkpoint Charlie, where there is not a lot of laser and infrared sight, and smoke is very, very good to hide your units properly. Then we got the scimitar. It's the scimitar we know. It's a little bit more expensive in Checkpoint Charlie, but just by 1 point. Then we go into the wheeled Recce squadron. This is a completely new formation and one I am particularly fond of. I would combine this formation with an infantry formation. Take the Wombats, and you have a lot of anti-tank and staying power with the infantry to hold objectives. Also, you get a lot of small units, a lot of small model units, which is nice for hiding them. So, as a full formation of the real Recce with Saladins and Ferrets would only cost 44 points maxed out. So I would always take this probably at the maximum unit size. Because you get 2 of the Saladins in 1 unit. They have a very good heat firing anti-tank 11 gun. And they have 2 of those little ferret vehicles, 1 with an MG and 1 with an anti-tank missile with guided heat and anti-tank 20, so they can stay back, they can shoot, they have scout and spearhead, so they can go on the flanks. And you also get some more infantry in this formation a support troop, some Saracen transports with your Gimpy teams, and they have also some anti-tank capability. This formation is quite good. Then you have the tracked Recce, which is the alternate to the wheeled Recce. You can only take either or. I would always take the wheeled one. The tracked one has some scorpions, which are fine. Sneak and peek is cool. 14 anti-tank is nice, but to be honest, the wheeled Recce is just better in every aspect. Then we go to the British support. We got 6 support units. We got the Forward Observer, which you can take whenever you take an Abbot, M103, or Mortar Platoon. So it's an auto-include most of the time. Then some Fox Recce cars. British player know them. They are some anti-tank 10, firepower 5+, basically infantry fighting vehicle hunters. They have infrared, which is quite important sometimes in this game mode, in this era, because of smoke and not many units having the capability of looking through the smoke. Also, there is a new unit with the Markara guided weapon troop, which is an 8.4 unit anti-tank support unit. If you have the points, you can take them, but I would always take a Rapier anti-aircraft battery. It is pretty much immobile with only 2 inches of tactical movement, but it is your best bet at anti-air, because you do not have anything else in this book for the Brits in terms of anti-air. And then, of course, M109 field batteries, as we know them. It's the short-barreled version, so the earlier variant with only direct fire of anti-tank 12. And the Phantom, same as the American one. And yeah, so that's the British force. I hope you take some information out of this. Have a nice day. Bye.